guys, what's going on? My name is Midnight Strike 3625, and today we're going to be taking a look at an Assassin's Creed game that just came out last month. That game, of course, being Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which, as you can see by the cover here, stars all-new assassin Edward Kenway. Gone are the days of Middle East with Altair, gone are the days of Renaissance Italy with Ezio Auditore da Firenze, and thank the fucking Lord we are done with Connor. Which, by the way, is Edward's grandson. So, put a dart in Hatham. AC3 prevented, as my friend actually said. My friend BioNate1 came up with that one. But, anyways, it should be noted that even though Edward does look official, he's not an actual official assassin. He never actually gets trained in over the course of this game. It begins with Edward on a ship, just puts you straight in the action, and the problem with that is you have no idea what's going on. I mean, it worked with films such as Star Wars that filled you in over time, but really, in a game as big as Assassin's Creed, you should know about it, but you don't. Even me, being the huge Assassin's Creed nut that I am, owning pretty much all the console games, I still didn't know what was going on. I was just like, okay, they're pillaging a ship. They're pirates. What's so significant about it? But soon, Edward actually, dressed in his pirate gear, stumbled upon an assassin, a traitorous assassin, if you will, that was actually going to the Templars to give them this device, which I won't go into because that's spoilers. But in turn, Edward actually does kill this assassin and reads the letter from the governor saying, "We will provide you great riches if you can give us this device." Knowing that, Edward stole his clothes. There, he's an assassin. I mean, that was kind of the turning point of this entire game. However, I didn't really feel the emotional connection to the guy that I just met like 2 scenes ago. So they really needed to work on their exposition in this game. The entire game kind of does suffer from this, because whenever someone needs to spout exposition, they just have you following them in a tailing mission, which is about 3/4 to 2/3 of the entire game, is tailing and eavesdropping missions. Oh yes, the eavesdropping missions from Assassin's Creed 1 and 3 are back, unfortunately, in full force, so you can't avoid them. You have to stay in the circle and walk straight. Slowly. That is the entire mission. So it is very disjointed, it's very not fun at all, and just really poorly designed because you're constantly going through giant fields of guards that you can't possibly avoid without being seen. However, the good thing about the tailing missions is that you don't have to avoid detection from all the guards, just the 2 that you're following, or 3 or 4, or however many there are. So you can just go along and kill people, which should be noted. The combat isn't very good in this game. It just feels it feels smooth, but it doesn't feel like you're doing anything. It doesn't feel like you're actually killing anyone or hurting them, mind you, because it takes, I counted, 7 stabs with the hidden blade to actually incapacitate and kill someone. So that really doesn't make much sense in the grand scheme of things. You're supposed to be an assassin. You're supposed to be trained with the blade. You're supposed to know what you're doing. Excuse me. But then again, you have to also remember that Edward isn't a true assassin. So of course, maybe they did this as a plot point. Who knows? But for me, I didn't really like the combat that much. So that really escalated into me finding various ways of being stealthy in this game, which actually helped because the stealth in this game is actually very decent, very good, surprisingly. And in Assassin's Creed 3, not so much, but then again, well, there wasn't really that many good things in 3, so the stealth really needed a lot of work in this series, because stealth really wasn't ever an overarching factor in how you play Assassin's Creed. It always got labeled as a stealth game, but you were always forced to fight people, so it really didn't make much sense. In this game, however, you can actually play it how it was meant to be played, how you wanted it to play it, and I really enjoy that. And as far as guns go, you can manually aim the guns now, which is a very promising addition, considering how hard it was to aim the bow in Assassin's Creed 3. So now that you have an aimable gun, or 3 aimable guns, per se, you can actually shoot them in cohesion, in sequence. That's the word I was looking for. You could shoot them in sequence, just shoot them 3 guns at a time. Sometimes, though, it doesn't kill the enemy right away, depending on how far back you are or if you're up close and personal, but it does get the job done very nicely. It's very interesting to note, though, that if you shoot someone from a hiding spot, yes, you can do that without giving too much away. You can shoot people from the grass, but you can't shoot them through the hay bales, or if you go into a random room to hide from people, but you can shoot them. Then they will come checking random hiding spots, and they won't always check your hiding spot, but you can actually hide within your hiding spot by moving backwards a little bit, and they won't know you're there. It's kind of a funny little trick for the AI. It should also be noted, though, that you can now manually aim. Like I said before, it does definitely bring in a lot of improvements with the manual aiming. Like I said before, the bow was very hard in Assassin's Creed 3, along with a lot of the different guns that I never used because they were so fucking hard to aim. So, with that, the exploration is just immense. It is a huge open world game that for some reason makes you feel limited in some of the islands, but for the most part it is huge, and you get your own homestead on Great Inagua, and it's a very vast, very big kind of mansion that the Templars used to own that you're trying to unlock the armor from, like in Assassin's Creed 2 with the Assassin's Tombs. Here you get Templar hunts, where you go on these random clue-finding missions to find the Templar that has your key. And there are, I believe, 5 keys overall. You get 1 automatically, so 4 basically. So it's a little bit easier than the Assassin's Tombs, but it takes a lot longer to do these missions. So that was very interesting. You also have the Mayan Stelas, which, once you collect all 16 of them, you get a different armor that apparently looks really good. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done all the going around and collecting missions yet, so I probably will do that in time. But for now, I hear it looks really good. My brother actually did it. So basically there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of different missions, and unlike in Assassin's Creed 3 where they just felt bland, lifeless, and pointless to do, you actually have to go out and find these things, and it actually pushes you to go do that. There's actually a charge to go do that. While it may not be emotional like in Ezio's case, plundering, pillaging, and stealing and piracy is just enough to make you go out and want to do it. Speaking of piracy, you get your own ship to upgrade. The ship battles are back in full force, and in Assassin's Creed 4, it's a lot easier to see where your attacks are going, versus in Assassin's Creed 3, where it was even hard to aim them. Now you can actually go up and down and control the arc of your lead balls, of your lead shot that you are shooting at the enemy. You get mortars now, you get the swivel gun, which is very vastly improved. All you do is hold down Y, or in PS3 case, triangle, to target certain weak points that you've uncovered throughout your fight. And it's very interesting, it's a very awesome mechanic, and it's a lot better than the wimpy little swivel gun from Assassin's Creed 3 that really didn't do anything. So what's better about this game is that it takes all the implementations that were in Assassin's Creed 3 that were actually fairly decent, and expanded upon them and made them so much better. So, in essence, this game is very good, very awesome, and really fun to play overall, but it does have its hiccups, as I mentioned before, with the combat system, with the tailing missions, with the overuse of eavesdropping missions, and just kind of a disappointment with the spouting exposition. The story wasn't really all that great either. It should be mentioned with spoilers that one of the main characters actually passed in Assassin's Creed 3, not going to tell you which one it is, but it kind of disrupts the entire flow of this game when you look at it in continuance with the others, because this is the only game as of right now without said character, so they kind of had to rush the storyline overall, and it just kind of felt cheapened because of it. That's not to say the Animus sequences weren't fun, but the main, present-day sequences really could use work, and the ending just seemed a bit rushed in that aspect. And it should be noted that Haytham makes an appearance at the end as a little kid, and he actually has more character than his adult form did for the entire game, so that's kind of interesting. So overall, I think this is a good game. It's a valiant effort to get back into the swing of things with Assassin's Creed after Assassin's Creed 3 came out, but it doesn't necessarily return to its former glory with, say, the likes of 2 and Brotherhood. So that's going to be my final verdict. My final score, however, is probably just going to be either 8.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10, probably go 9 out of 10. So, great game, right here, pick it up. It's amazing fun, lots of collectibles, lots of different places to go, to explore. It's just a blast. 9 out of 10. This is Midnight Strike 3625. Keep calm and rock on.